Welcome back everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Tower of Time. Where we left off last time, we were exploring the service floor still. We're searching for pieces of something. Is here. Walls are made of metal. What do you make of this, Chief? Long ago, the ancients used metal in their construction. Renowned for its sturdiness and ability to carry a great load, they built high towers with deceptively small supports. Alas, we've lost most of these engineering principles today. If this tower holds the secrets I think it does, I hope to reclaim this knowledge and once again make Artara's landscape reach towards the heavens. Leave it to the dwarves to replace the beauty of the natural world with metal and stone. I prefer the land as it once was, green and lush from one end to the other. Only an elf wouldn't appreciate the labor and craftsmanship of metal and stone. If he had his way, we'd be all living in a tree. To each their own preference. In any case, there's no point bickering about dreams and aspirations. Yet. There's an arcane transmuter here, which I'm not sure exactly what that does, and some form of blueprint down there. We're searching for primes to kill for their pieces to close the portal. That's what we're doing here. The lever, I'm gonna press the lever. It opens one of the gates that we couldn't previously pass. I think that's the one, actually I know that's the one in the city. And what's the blueprint for? Secrets of Dark Gold. Your champions found a text detailing the forging and working of dark gold. A few relics of this material still exist deep in the dwarven vaults. It merely looks like gold and is therefore incorrectly named, but when forged it is far superior to steel in strength and lightness. Your champions can now come to the blacksmith to apply higher level upgrades and weapons, or to weapons and armor, using this material and its associated techniques. One sec. My apologies, I had something caught in my throat there. I should fix that small problem. There is a broken mech here. It seems that this construct is missing some parts. Your champions should look for them. Maybe this machine will give them some clues about this place, if they repair it, or even agree to accompany them. Really? Alright, you're on. I'm gonna find mech pieces. So, there is that transmuter I wanted to take a look at. What does it do? The ancients were able to combine lesser crafting crystals into more powerful ones. Transmutation ratio is 3:1. I see. We're good on crystals, actually. We got lots and lots of crystals at the moment. Gold there. There's a sleeping ogre. Inside the tent, there's a sleeping ogre snoring quietly. Apparently, it hasn't noticed that its companions are long gone from this area. Just falls asleep, doesn't care. Maybe it's a magical spell of sleep, though. That's always a possibility. We need to find mech parts. I wonder if that's an actual side quest. Yes. It would appear so. So, Sleeth's history and ancient technology. Oh no, this is a different one entirely. Oh well. We're still looking around for pieces. That's what we're gonna do. I'll search every inch of the floor if I have to find it. Another ambush coming up, maybe? Oh, it's a mimic. We can't withdraw, so 14,000 hit points. Shouldn't be too bad. I don't think. Maybe? Alright, where's it coming from? Right there. Can't hit it yet. Let's get a couple things going here. Oops, don't do that. You... Alright, let's start opening up on this thing. We are sundered. That was a really quick thing, though. Alright, we're gonna zoom really close in here because we're gonna go... Like that. That doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping it would. In fact, this thing's got a lot more life than I was hoping it would. Do we have anything that sunders armor? Not really, eh? Get out of there, dude. I can't. Why can't I? Oh, he's probably berserked or something. Okay, moving away. I need some healing. So right there for some healing. Ow. I need some healing really badly now. Another bow. What is that ability, I wonder? We're getting caught in this corner, aren't we? Shoot. Run away! Great. Run! We did not run fast enough, and this thing hits really hard. I mean, it's still possible we can win, just not very likely. This thing has way too many AoE attacks, not AoE, but slow effects. Makes fighting it really annoying. Oh crap, I clicked off the screen. Yeah, we're gonna lose. Alright, let's reload the auto-save. Quick save. Auto-save. Okay, so that chest, or that treasure chest, is a little bit above our pay grade, just for the second. It hits really hard, and it does lots of AoE stuff. All that slow is kind of annoying. We'll come back to that. Leaving that chest alone for now. Found some gold. Another scroll of some sort down there. Go check that out. +1 mastery. Our archer needs it. And found a cursed ring. -40 health points, but +5% health regeneration. Or 5 health regeneration a second, something like that anyways. So over 8 seconds, but also negative mana regeneration too. Wonder if it'd be good for our big guy. Blue spheres fly around this large cavern. They seem to try to reach the green sludge below, only to be repelled by it. There is something across this bridge. I'm not exactly sure what those are yet. They are large, whatever they are. They are stone golems and armored guardians. That doesn't sound too bad. Alright. We'll fight there, you fight here. Everyone's good to go. A lot of dudes over on this side. I think we'll be just fine, except she's not standing in her Or he's not sending in the mana boosting thing. Time to bring him back home. A little bit at least. Not sure why our guy's way out there. Okay. %. 81%. You guys can water through that if you want to. There we go. And one of these should pretty much seal the deal on the fight. Let's get him in there too. 92%. One big dude left to go. Armored Guardian has 850 health. Lots of armor. 45 armor is quite a bit. But again, we have 4 people left alive, and it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay. We found an old book. The end of cutscene? Yes. Cutscene time. Volume 3, Days of Old.
Less than 1 year after the coming of the power nodes, lords of the 5 races gathered to discuss the chaos that had ensued. It was decided that the use of magic had to be prohibited, contained, and researched. 4 edicts were passed. The first edict proclaimed that all mana nodes were to be collected and stored in mana crystals for authorized use only. Under the second edict, all those who passed aptitude tests were to abandon their families and to travel to a designated place of study and learning to become Magi. The third edict stated that all other people were forbidden to absorb and use mana under penalty of death. Finally, the fourth edict, the most important of all, decreed that research into the origins of the power would take the utmost priority. A great tower was constructed where all Magi gathered and trained. It was a place independent of all races and their rulers, governed by the first Magi, each the most skilled of their generation. They were wise in their administration of the power, as they knew the threats of its overuse. Crystal golems had been constructed and traveled the land, seeking out the new nodes that continued to appear. A vast quantity of mana was thus brought to the tower, where it was stored in great crystal chambers. The use of magic was restricted to the direst need and had to be sanctioned by the first Magi. Within the tower, intensive efforts to discover the origins of the power nodes continued. Balance returned to the land for some time. And then came Proteus, the greatest Magi that ever lived. Famed for his wisdom, his control over magic was unmatched. He devoted his entire life to the research, experimenting in ways never before tried. One day, he achieved a breakthrough. He managed to tap into the power at the deepest level, integrating it fully into his life force. His spirit connected to the essence of the magic, and he understood. He learned that the nodes had come from beings called the Organte. They dwelled in another place and perhaps in another time. in a universe incomprehensibly alien to our own. In that brief moment, when his spirit traveled to that place, he glimpsed into the history of the Organte and understood their plan. And the truth of it terrified him beyond all imagination.
What was their plan? Tell me the plan. I guess the plan will come later. When the vision abruptly ended, Maeve goes weak in the knees. Kane rushes to her side, allowing her to fall against him as she slowly gains her wits about her. He looks around, inspecting the walls and ceiling. So this place must be the Tower of the Magi. Yep, that'd be my guess as well, and mine. They built the structure as a center of study to figure out what the magic was and why it made the population sick. And it appears they found out. At least this Proteus found out. The sound of these Organte make the hair on my flesh itch. It's a bad omen for sure. Creatures from another universe, perhaps another time. How intriguing. Intriguing, are you daft elf? Did you not hear a word the vision said? This Proteus learned of the Organte and their plans, and it scared him paler than a ghost. This could only mean one thing. Our ancient world, prosperous beyond dreams, magic outlawed under the penalty of death, and creatures from another world influencing our own. When I say it out loud, I can hardly believe it. Believe it, lassie. I live by my instincts, and my instincts tell me that these visions are true, and there's plenty more to come. I agree, there's probably lots more to come. Let's see, we got Sleeth's Archives, level 3. I have come to a most extraordinary realization. The portals not only connect worlds, they also connect time. That is to say, I can open a portal to the same world, but at vastly different times in the world's life cycle. I came to this conclusion by observing the second world I selected as a potential target. At first I thought it remarkably similar to the world of orcs I previously discovered, but then I realized it is the same world, only shifted to the future by a handful of centuries. In this time, the orcs fight a losing war against advanced militant humans bent on their total extermination. It was only after I glimpsed an ancient orcish monument, the very one I saw firsthand during my first visit to the orcish city, that I understand the significance of what I was seeing. This discovery of time's influence redefines everything, the crystals, the portals, the tower, even magic itself. I must learn if this element of time is engraved in the very fabric of the universe, or a product of magic. Is it to be feared, even by a supreme magus such as myself, or embraced? Now I must ponder, would these humans be more receptive to my persuasion? If I explained the orc infestation here in the tower, would they perhaps assist me voluntarily? After 2 days of deliberation, I have decided the risk is too great. Devotion to a perceived holy crusade makes the humans too unpredictable. So the third world, it must be then. The humans, go talk to them. See what happens. Spider area. Go up the stairs. That is bad news. That thing is terrifying looking. A room covered from floor to ceiling in thick, sticky webbing proves challenging for your party to penetrate. As they struggle to push through, a giant arachnid-like creature slowly descends from the ceiling. Your champions have reached the lair of Arachne, one of the beast primals. Before they have a chance to react, she attacks. 7,000 hit points, only 34 armor. That's not nearly so bad, and the furious spiders only have 260 health. Also not a big deal. Okay, let's start the battle off, and we'll go boop, and we'll go, oops, turn autocast on and get in there and fight. You charge in, and you end up, and you bow, and then go boo, boo. Yeah, good enough. That did not do nearly as much damage as I was hoping to her, but oh well. We're gonna get mana regen back here. That seems pretty important. Ooh. I mean, if we just keep killing the little spiders, the boss seems to be going down pretty easily. We have a new boss stage, which is good, bad? I don't actually know yet. We haven't taken enough damage to warrant even a big heal yet. Maybe now, I guess. We get another int? Yes, we can. Boss is at 18%. We're doing just fine here. More mana. And 4%, 3%, 1%, 0%. That was way easier than the first one. By a lot. Looks like, oh, our two-handed guy did the most damage this time by quite a significant amount. About 400 more than our archer. Interesting. He might outclass her eventually. That was a little too close. For the moment I thought for sure we were overwhelmed. Against fang and claw and horn and bone we stand together. By command of the Lord on the throne, we will not founder easily. Yeah, that stuff. Left stone eye. Are they a set? The party is very subdued. All seem lost in thought. Kane finally decides to break the uncomfortable silence. The visions left us all shaken to the core, it seems. Do you want to talk about that? The arrival of magic brought with it dire consequences for Artara, a temptation even my elven ancestors could not resist. It is with great sadness that our Archon stone remembers those days. Not just for Frostlings, but for all 5 races of Artara. Though things change in time, some changes are far more painful than others. Archon stone? The ancient memory stone to which all other memory stones of my people are connected. Together they hold the collective memories of our race, a record of all things which pass to future generations. The Archon stone cracked long before I was born. Since then, memories of the Frostlings have been fragmented, but the appearance of magic is one such memory that remains. For this was the event that led to Artara's upheaval and the Great War, and affected every Frostling generation since. Is that why you joined us, Baron Boron? Something to do with your people's Archon stone? As all water flows to the sea eventually, yes. In recent days, many of my people have recalled memories of this tower. Quite a disturbing experience, as no Frostling alive has any knowledge of this place. My elders have sent me here to discover the significance of this place, and why it invades our thoughts. That should be a different R, but that's fine. For a people with fragmented knowledge, you seem to know a great deal. By chance, do you know of a great sacrifice? It has come up in a number of books here. There is a day in the Frostling calendar known as the New Season. It is a holiday that marks each new year, but more than this, it is used every so often to note the start of a new era, such as the era we now live in, known to us as the Last Era. There are old memories that the first new season came on the heels of a great sacrifice. I know nothing further, but wonder if they could somehow be connected. Maybe? The Last Era, such a grim, pessimistic connotation. Perhaps another time I will discuss the subtleties of destiny and how preconceived notions can ultimately steer one to self-fulfilling prophecies. Manifest destiny? I'm aware of the concept, though I believe Frostling fates to be more complicated. Yet still, I do not see it as so. Perhaps it is different for elves, dwarves, and humans, but to Frostling's eyes, there is no dispute we are in the end times. So many of us have died. We have but a few generations left before we ourselves become a memory in stone. Not if my lord has anything to say about it. Don't lose faith, my baron. Not now. Will we 5 draw breath in this tower? I commend your optimism, Shield Guard, but I've seen too much destruction, seen too many things I love, things that defined who we are disappear before my eyes, to ever dare to hope again. Do not let this unsettle your heart, my friend. Frostlings know death is not to be feared. After all, trees do not fear the loss of their leaves before winter. Grim. An enchantment, and another enchantment, life leeches and stuff like that. We need to check that new gear we got. Okay, first up, this ring. We lose a lot of hit points. Like, he would lose about 10% of his health. But over 8 seconds he would regenerate that back. He'd lose his immunity to daze. Oh no, he doesn't. He just put it on over there. But he would lose mana regeneration, which is fine because he doesn't have mana. So sure. Why not? What's this? No, I think the other one's better. New pants? Plus one mastery? Nah. The way it is. Alright, new pants, or new gloves for you, I should say. We lose fire resistance, we would gain attack speed, critical chance. No, we'd lose critical chance. We would gain hit points, we'd lose our negative health regeneration, that's kind of nice. Yeah, okay. And that armor's worse. Now we do have left and right stone eyes. I don't know if they're like a set, if we put them together, if they do anything good. Plus 2 mastery, plus 2 life though. This is mana steel and might. I think ours are better. This helmet is way better. Because 2 mastery is pretty good. Staff is fine, but not worth putting on. Gloves are worse. Okay, we should start dismantling some of this stuff. We just have inventories full of junk now. Excuse me. War robe of earthproof. That is on par, but the health regeneration is not as good as the skill power increase, I don't think. I'm not sure what these, to be honest. Those pants are way better. Put those on. We lose some resistances, but we also gain skill power increase and might. So it's way, way better. Bloop. Alright, bows. Let's get rid of some of these. I think the snake bow... Oh, well... Yeah, her DPS doesn't go up too much with that new bow, as I recall. Now her current pants are better than those. Okay. And his gear. It's got way too much stuff. Okay. So, no. 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 Maybe? That has +1 might. Maybe, we'll see about that. No. That's an old sword, that's a very old shield. Okay, we're getting closer to being all decked out the way we need to be. I would lose 2 armor, but I would gain +4% health and mana. I actually think those might be better. How much is 4%? 20 hit points. And I would gain a bunch of earth resistance. You know what? That's fine. Do that. I think this helmet's actually better than our current one. We lose 5 hit points, but we gain +1 might, so call that a win. There. Alright, we've finally inventory managemented a bit. We'll go build some armor soon because I think we have lots of gems. I think we have enough gems to make some pretty good equipment, hopefully. And I think we can make dark gold equipment because we're allowed to now, which could be really good. A lesser scroll, let's go ahead and pick that up, why not? Plus 5% fire resistance and another lesser scroll, it is... mana regen. There's a fountain as well. It looks like a nasty fountain. I'm gonna guess it's evil. All elemental stuff decreased by 3%. Let's not take that. We have $700. We can probably go level up somebody too. I'm also going to see if we can build some armor. And I'm going to do that between videos because we're at almost half an hour. So like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please do them below. I'll see you next time. Take care.